Let me start with a question. What kind of leader chooses to face voters in the middle of a war he might lose? In 1864, with the American Civil War still ragging, Abraham Lincoln did exactly that. He didn't postpone elections. He didn't tighten control. He went to the people. Why would he take that risk? Because he understood something most leaders miss. Wars are not sustained by power alone, they are sustained by legitimacy. Now bring that question forward. What does that lesson mean for Iran today? So what's really under attack here? Is it Iran's military capability or is it regime's legitimacy? If you look closely, the pressure isn't just about nukes or regional influence. It's deeper. It's about shaping or even replacing the system itself. Sanctions, narratives, diplomacy, they're all pointing in one direction. Weaken internal legitimacy enough, and change will follow. So then, the obvious question, how does Iran counter that without giving up sovereignty? Here's the uncomfortable answer: by opening up, by holding elections that are actually seen as free and credible. Sounds risky, right? But think about it. What does that do? It flips the script. Instead of a regime resisting external pressure, it becomes a system validated by its own people. That alone complicates the entire regime change argument. But wait, wouldn't that put regime itself at risk? Yes, absolutely. But then ask yourself, what's the alternative? If pressure keeps building, if dissent has no outlet, does the system evolve or does it rupture? Iran has already seen this once during the Iranian Revolution. And that wasn't a soft transition. It was sudden, chaotic, and violent. So here's the sharper question. What's more dangerous? Controlled political opening or an uncontrolled collapse? Elections, if done right, act like a pressure valve. They allow people to express frustration within the system, not against it. They absorb dissent instead of letting it explode. And externally, they make it much harder for anyone to justify intervention against a system that clearly reflects public choice. Now another question. Does this solve all of Iran's problems with the West? No, not even close. Elections won't replace negotiations or deterrence, but they change the starting point. A government with a fresh public mandate speaks differently, negotiates differently, and is perceived very differently. So maybe the real question isn't whether Iran can afford to open up, it's whether it can afford not to. Because in today's conflicts, legitimacy isn't secondary, it's the main battlefield.